Hey AfterBuzzers, you're watching the AfterBuzz TV after show for Vanderpump Rules. Tonight we're discussing Season 4, The Reunion Part 3. I can't wait to break it all down with you guys. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! We're in a party mode. Here we go.
Oh, I wish we had that sparkling cider that was on the floor. We came in and the show before us had sparkling cider. I thought it was wine. I got so excited and then realized it wasn't wine.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, bummer. You know what else is a bummer? It's our last episode of this season.
I think I'm the most sad because I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to miss the people that like us, the people that are nice.
I think Dan and I feel differently. Let's discuss them all. Hey guys, I'm your host tonight, Megan Stecher. The full panel's here. We're wrapping up the season. My lovely co-host, introduce yourself.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm like my name. I'm Justine, and you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine.
Boom, boom, bam. Well, you can find me on the tweet at Babic with an underscore, and you can find me on Instagram at Babic and visit my site not-basic.com, bitches.
Ah!
Wait, is that the whole name?
Yeah, not-basic.com.
The bitches, he just added.
I just
that.
added the bitches
okay.
part.
I was
not-basic.com. It's just a bit of all of my work collectively on the one site, and you can see me not being basic.
There we go.
Woo!
Let's dive right in. Let's start with a little how we feel about the season overall after watching this final. Give it a grade.
One word.
Like
I know, I'm not
ABCDF.
one word, but I think Justine wants me to do this one thing. This is what I'm thinking. Trash, 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 trash.
Yes!
They're just a pack of fucking idiots.
Wait, I love how you do it exactly how I wanted, like the right amount of trashes. Like
Right
it's like
amount
goes
of
with the
trashes.
flow.
No, I got a bit sick of all the drama.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just trying to escalate shit. There were some really nice moments, I think, when Stacy came back and she had a bit of a moment with Katie. I really love Stacy, actually. We only saw a little bit of her, but the whole, I was over the James, I was over the Jack thing. Not my favourite season yet, but I still did enjoy it.
Can you give it a letter grade? Would you give it a letter grade?
C.
C. Okay. Justine?
I thought it was good because it's supposed to be dramatic. Like, it's supposed to be kind of like trashy TV. Like, think about it. It's on Bravo. It's not like they're all just like fighting and drinking. So I think they did a pretty good job making it trashy.
Oh, there you go.
What do you think, Megan?
Do you have a letter grade?
Yeah, your letter grade.
I'd say a B.
Okay. I'm going to give her a C+ for the season. I was really happy to see my girl Stassi return, my favorite reality show villain of all time. But she was not a villain. She's not a villain anymore. So it's like a letdown to me personally.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Kristen was a fucking pisser. I loved Kristen this season.
Kristen was everything. I live for her. Kristen.
Megan's a Kristen.
I am a Kristen, and I have my hair in the Kristen waves tonight.
Same here, because it's so totally real, guys. So real.
I just felt like they didn't focus enough on Lala and James at the reunion because I felt like they really carried the first half of the season.
Yeah.
those two.
They did, yeah.
And then also, I don't
Scheana
know.
fell under the radar.
It's like there wasn't enough drama for me at the reunion. I don't know. Maybe there just wasn't enough drama overall this season. But let's talk about what everyone talked about. So Stassi's sex tape was the first thing to come up, and I love that Andy was like, "Why $900, not $1,000?"
He nailed exactly what I was thinking.
Yes.
Why? Why? That's such a random number.
I know, and I remember thinking that Stassi would have said, I said it on our show that Stassi would have been like, why not at least $1,000 for my vagina? But she was pretty cool about it tonight. She was just like, I guess it's not worth, I'm bad at sex tapes. I guess it wasn't worth $1,000.
I like that. So I just got concerned because I saw an Amber Alert.
Wait, me too. I didn't want to
Yes,
say
and I just
anything.
wanted. So it's just a stolen car. That's fine. I was thinking.
Wait, but there's not a child in it? That's what Amber Alerts are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't know it was that.
Oh my god.
I just saw it on here and
But you
I
know
was
what?
like,
We should obviously shout that out just in case if anyone's in the Los Angeles area. An Amber Alert for a 2006 silver Chevrolet Impala with the license plate 7LPF713. That's 7LPF713.
Woo.
I didn't know. I thought an Amber Alert was just a crime. I didn't know it
mine
was
just
that.
disappeared, so.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
that's
God.
all right.
Well, it's
We'll
like
get back to the
missing
show,
children.
but
Anyway,
yes.
sorry to dampen the mood, guys, but just in case you are live rolling around Los Angeles. Oh my god. Well, I love the fight I love how Lisa and Stassi were having it out about this tape and about getting it paid off, because Stassi made the point to say, you know what, Lisa, you were holding this over our head. Anytime you would see or speak with my parents or me, it was, you owe me this money. And I was really happy Stassi called her out, because everyone's always trying to, like, Lisa's so great and Lisa's so understanding and Lisa's so generous and Lisa, because they want to keep their job on this show.
Totally.
And Stassi's not afraid of her. And Stassi called her out for holding that over the family's head.
Yeah, because at the start, it was a very nice thing for Lisa to do. And I do think her intentions were authentic when she paid the $900. But then it's like making a deal with a bit of the devil. Then she's got that
Right.
over her head. It's like, do you know what? I think at the time it was very, very authentic for her. And she obviously, whatever we think of Lisa, at the end of the day, she did want to help Stassi out there by paying the $900. But to then hold it over her head, I mean, that's when I get to the whole I don't like you, Lisa Vanderpump vibes. And I like that Stassi's the only one that's not caring about, sucking right up her ass.
Yeah, because she's
Yeah.
right. She's right about, like, there needing to be a contract. She's like, you didn't have him sign a contract. He still has the tape. He could still release it.
Yeah, like just because she went and gave him money doesn't mean that he's not going to release it.
I would have thought Lisa would be smarter than that. I don't know.
I don't know.
There has to be something that we're missing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like there has to be.
there has to be. I don't know. Anyhow, we move on to Lala and James and the whole James with the tossing the salad. Faith told me Lala was tossing his salad all weekend comment or something that James had said. Now, Lala, poor thing, says that she's really lost this guy in her life from this whole shenanigans. And James had a good point that they've blocked things got so bad that they've blocked each other on their phones. And James calls her out. She's like, you should have never said this about me. That's my personal business, blah, 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 blah. But also James said, well, you talked about what goes on in the bedroom with me, and then I had a really small penis. I thought he had a good point with that.
I did, but I mean, he's just thrown so many fucking dig after dig after dig that he kind of deserves that, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, because this whole after show, I mean, I don't think there was one person he didn't go after. Mm-hmm. I think he had it coming. I was just about to, in my head, have you guys ever seen Chicago?
Yeah, he had it coming.
I was literally, as I said that, I was
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
thinking that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For anyone just listening, Dan that came alive, like, oh yeah, they're coming.
Oh, can we sing a bit? He had it coming.
But you got that from me too, right? Because I started, I was like, he
Let's
had
sing
it
it a bit.
coming.
Come on, let's do it a bit. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you had been there, if you had seen it,
I
no,
bet
baby,
you would have done the same. Pop.
Chicks do scissor roll.
Flip chicks.
That was delightful. I did like
Yeah.
it.
Well, I'm probably outside, like, whoa, we're singing.
in the hell is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
What is
And
our
then-
amazing engineer thinking about our singing?
He doesn't care. He's looking for fun things to buy on the internet.
We see you.
Myself. I was looking something up for equipment in the thing. I'm listening.
That's good to know. Yeah.
He's
Give me a
like,
second to respond.
look, it's the last episode. I'm done too.
Going out with a bang.
Boom! Yeah,
Oh
boom,
my
baby,
God.
boom.
I love it. You guys, good energy tonight. Tom and Stassi. We move on to Stassi meeting up with Tom. This week was starting off the tail end of, like, let's focus on Stassi's half of the season. So all these first few stories we get through with Stassi, and we talk about when she meets up with Tom, and they call her out for seeking him out for being the second weakest link, so she can slither her way back into the group by meeting up with Tom to get to Katie. But then she's like, talks about how she really was taken aback by Tom being really honest with her and being a grown-up for once and taking her to task on how she treated Katie. Were you guys at all surprised? I mean, I wasn't surprised that she was shocked that she was treated that way. I mean, were you guys at all?
I agree with Stas, but I think she was just putting it on a bit. Like when Tom's like, I really scared you. She's like, you sure did. Like giving him, making his penis feel a bit bigger than it is, type thing. Like, yeah, that's what she's like. Chick, you showed me. Like, so I mean, she's the most confrontational person ever. Like, big move for Tom, but like, I don't think it affected her as much as she was saying. Like, what do you girls thinky?
Yeah, I just think Tom's hot. The
Same.
whole
He
time.
looked so hot in that scene. The hottest he looked all season.
I literally, I almost kind of forget what they were talking about because I was just looking at him the whole... First of all, on the after show, he looks hot, and then that scene...
Yeah.
So I honestly kind of missed it because I was just looking at how hot he was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being honest.
Somebody was calling, I can't remember if it was this very moment in the reunion, but they were calling her out for like fake crying, which I'm glad they did. He's like, I really thought they were genuine tears, but I can never tell with her.
She's great, whatever she does. I do think that like it was so funny because when I know it's, when Scheana's like, you didn't text me once the show ended. It was because, obviously, she doesn't give a fuck. The show's over. And then she's thinking, oh, shit, Scheana's going to start, calling me out a little bit. So now I'm just going to have to text her to just keep the cool going and all of that.
Yeah. I can't figure the Stassi thing out. Oh my God. Do you know what I want to tell you guys?
What?
So someone tweeted me, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to say her name wrong. Like Danielle Abeda, I think is her name. She was like, you guys need to talk about on the show what Stassi said on the Bitch Bible podcast. So there's the great podcast by Jackie Schimmel, the Bitch Bible. And she had Stassi on, and Stassi like spilled her guts, and it was so great. So I wanted to bring up what Stassi said, because she didn't say any of this on the show or in the reunion.
So you watched this?
Listen to the podcast. Yeah.
You did?
Listen to the podcast.
I did as well. So yeah, we've done our training, yes.
Did you hear this?
Oh wait,
one?
I
did, yeah.
I didn't hear. Did she tweet all of us? Because I didn't even know about this.
No, she tweeted me. I don't think she tweeted everyone on the same tweet. But she said that Lala pulled a knife on Faith. So I don't know if they didn't film. They didn't get that on film, or they chose not to show it. But I think it was over the whole salad tossing comments, because Faith is the one who told James about Lala and her boyfriend and what kinky stuff they were doing. And I think that's what it had to do with.
They're like best friends.
I mean, I believe it. Not gonna lie, I believe it.
Yeah, I think they're all a bit crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't even know. Nothing surprises me.
I
feel like Lala would do that. I really do feel like she would do that. Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, I really think that is possible. Yeah.
And I still like her. I know the cast can't stand her, but the problem is they all have such a group mentality. They don't want to let a newcomer in.
I mean, you could tell that.
Because even Jack said that. Yeah, he's like, I know we all find we're dysfunctional, but I like us all. Minus James and that stupid Lala. He said at the reunion.
Jerk face.
I mean, I think that Jesse, that when he was on the show, he was literally saying that it's the cast versus the newbies.
Yeah.
Because the cast wants to keep it relevant with them, and they're afraid that the newbies are going to take the spotlight, which honestly could happen.
Yeah.
So they
that
have
was
a reason.
a bit of a train wreck when he came on, wasn't it?
It was. It was so great.
Let's just be honest.
It was so great.
Let's just be real there. Yeah, it was.
But we got some good insight.
We did.
We got some really good
We
insight.
got some great tea.
Yeah.
Also, Stassi said that James' mom, first of all, Jackie Schimmel is so freaking hilarious. And she was like, oh, James is definitely fucking his mom.
What?
Which she's joking about
How
the fact.
How did I not see this?
Well,
this.
I think she was seeing some, in my opinion, it was like she saw similarities between Kristen and James's mom and kind of like James' relationship with each of them. And she was like, with that awkward lunch with his mom, and his mom was so intense.
Yeah.
And she was like, James is definitely fucking his mom. To be funny. Because she's
Yeah,
very,
it's funny.
being very comedic. But Stassi brought up like, oh my God, wait, I'm not supposed to be saying this probably, but James' mom robbed a bank. And then she's like, actually, I don't even think I really know all the details, but she like used a bank robbery. She was working at the bank and used a bank robbery to like as her opportunity to like also pocket some cash in the hustle and bustle of the robbery.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise us. She was a bit of a mess on the show. We only saw her 2 episodes, and she was like, "So you're fucking this person?"
Yeah, like it was a little intense. Like she didn't really act like his mom. She seemed like a friend or like an ex-girlfriend that's like pissed.
Yes, agreed.
It was weird.
Hashtag I'm scared of her. Oh my god. Anyway, so that was like side note, the bitch Bible. Wealth of excellent knowledge. If anyone wants to go listen, the podcast is The Bitch Bible, and it probably says Stassi's name next to the episode that she is on.
I gotta listen to that.
Not that little PSA is over. Scheana and Stassi are great friends now. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
I like that they didn't focus on Scheana like the entire room.
Oh, like just like
She had her episode, like the first one when we talked all about Shay and her like wayward views on sobriety.
But still, I feel like that was a little part, and then like I'm glad the last 2. It's been.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Scheana, I'm just like, I'm going to bed.
I'm just like, Jesus.
Just like, oh, Sheena's in there again. Another drama. Sheena's done this. Sheena.
I'm ready for our 9-month break from Scheana.
I need a 9-month break from fucking Sheena. That's what I need.
I need
I believe it's
9
9 months. One of us, we could get pregnant in 9 months and be able to come back.
Well, that's an announcement, guys.
I
Justine's
am
had a baby.
No,
Live on air. What's that? Yeah.
No, I was just making a reference. 9 months, you know. So if any of us wanted to, that was probably a really stupid joke because I am not pregnant. There's gonna
my
be like
God.
people are gonna be like, she is Dan's
She
claiming it.
is.
I'm not.
It's Dan's baby. Yeah,
I need
yeah.
I mean, I don't. What?
I said, oh, it's Dan's baby. They got drunk one night after AfterBuzz. I was like, yeah, let's get the rumors out. Let's get some press.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of drunk one night, we discussed why James is in trouble again, suspended again. So this happened kind of recently. This happened while the season was airing not that long ago. And actually, Kristen was on Watch What Happens Live a couple of days after this happened. And she's like, ugh, I can't say anything. Ugh. But she got kicked out of Pump for showing up to Pump while James was working. James had been drinking a bunch of Pump and Glory. He actually knew what he was even drinking. I would have assumed James was sneaking drinks like in a water bottle or was getting drunk before work. I didn't realize they were actually serving him drinks from the restaurant. He's like, I was drinking the Pump and Glory, which is like one of the signature drinks there.
Yeah,
what idiot bartender would serve this kid who like can't control himself?
Do you know why? Because
the
it's
show.
press for the show. Now everyone's talking about it while the season's airing.
True.
It's more press. Lisa loves it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Because and that's why they always make Lisa seem like she's like this mother figure and looking out for them, but like, come on.
She sets it all up and then comes
She
in.
definitely knows what's going on and that they're giving him drinks. She's all for it because it's a benefit to her and her show.
I guess as long as no one gets sued, it's like all
It's
fun
like
and games.
if you really were looking out for him, you'd be like, James, like I don't think you should be drinking that, or because like I know she can't control him. He can only do it for himself. But like, it's her restaurant. She can.
I don't know why Kristen didn't ban herself. Like, really, you're still showing up there trying to get a rise out of James? Like,
She's a mess. That just shows what a mess she is. Even when the show's not filming, she's just a mess.
Love her. I would totally do that too. Love her. I don't know why.
A funny mess. I do love that she's a mess, but that's why we love her. I love her.
live for her. I live for her and her antics.
Okay, question.
Can you tweet me,
On the
Christine? We haven't
thing-
fought since the first episode. Can you tweet me? What do you want me? What can
First
I say?
episode and last episode.
Yeah, what can we say to
Tweeting.
offend her? Like, oh no, we want to be friends with her now.
Well, no, what I was going to say was, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I was saying that Kristen looked so good at the reunion.
Yeah, she does. She looks beautiful, yeah.
So good. And someone called me out on saying that, like, just because she doesn't need makeup, like it's ridiculous that I said she needed it. Like I never said she needed makeup. I said she looks better with having a professional do it on her. Do you think? I think she looks so good at this reunion, and it's so different than how she looks on the show. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, she looks more put together because she's a bit messy. Sometimes things are a bit out of whack. The hair's not as great. Oh my god! Of course, most people look better when they've had a professional makeup and hair thing. I look better. Yeah.
I look better when I do my makeup when I don't.
Yeah, I mean they're all like spray tan to the death.
Yeah.
Got the professional hair makeup.
She looks
They
better
all
in the
have-
after show.
They all have fresh Botox. Like, give me a break.
But it
Whatever.
doesn't mean she needs it. It's
No.
just, she looks freaking better. It's not that big of a deal.
And so she should
Right.
if that much effort went into it. Yeah.
We're not going to pay any more mind to Twitter trolls.
Ooh, I like that, Twitter trolls.
Ariana and Kristen's little fight about the sketch comedy. I thought Ariana ended up looking pretty bad in this moment.
Same.
I know she's
Yep.
just trying to defend her point of view. I
was thinking the
everyone's
same
problem.
thing.
Everyone's problem with her and Tom thinking they're better than everyone else. Like this was a perfect showing of that.
It really was.
It was like, ooh, Ariana, you should have just apologized and like been like, yeah, that looked really bad. Sorry.
I know.
It was
Yeah.
just between her demeanor. It was like
Yeah.
not even just what she said. Her demeanor, like
And the jealousy. It's just like, well, do you know what some people, and you know, I actually reckon Kristen would be, she's hilarious. She's such a little, I reckon she'd be great at comedy. And in some people, it's like there's people that, you know, do singing lessons or, you know, for the whole lives, train. It doesn't matter how much you train. I could train all I wanted to play football, but guess what? I fucking can't. And I'll never be a football player. And someone's got a natural ability. Like, she's got no views. I love when someone said, you got no views on YouTube, you're nothing. So shut the fuck up, Ariana.
See, I think this is what I think. I totally understand where she's coming from in the sense of like, you know, I could be doing makeup for, it's just an example. Like, or like we do our after shows and like, you know, there could be someone that just all of a sudden is like, hey, like they see him on the street, you want to host the show, and they become huge, like a host. I could understand like her, that point of view, but she went about it in the sense of like, come on, it's just a little ridiculous, and she made it look petty. Like, you could apologize because you made it really petty. Like, even if that's how you feel, like you made it like really about you and kind of like, I don't know, I didn't like the way she went about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's natural to feel like a little like, oh man, like I've been doing this longer, but like you didn't have to make a big deal of it like that.
Yeah, just like a little bit of a lack of self-awareness. I
Jealous.
think, yeah, because she just looks petty jealous.
Yeah.
She was like, so many people I've known for so long, I've been trying to get their stuff out there, and you just like get to put, you know,
On the TV.
fact that would be taped and put on national television. It's like, yeah, that's how this works, which is exactly what Katie
Katie said.
spoke of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, duh.
That's how it works. It doesn't matter how much you work for it. Sometimes people just luck
Like,
out.
I think your boyfriend's band is fucking stupid, Ariana. But
Yeah,
guess what?
tell
He got
him
to
us.
tape. He got to tape
Yeah.
a music video and put that on national television.
That's
like,
so true.
sorry.
Yeah, and no one called
Yeah.
that. I love that no one's admitting that he's really talentless at singing. There's no talent there whatsoever.
I like how Jax was like, "You're the most talented guy I know," and I was like,
I was like, I think he's a bit dumb. I think if he was an animal, he'd be a bunny. He just reminds me of Bugs Bunny. And I think it just proved to me that Ariana maybe not as smart as we think she is. If she's gonna, he's not that. Like if she's gonna marry, you know, potentially that's going to be the guy she's gonna marry. He's a nice guy, but he's not very smart.
Here's what I'm wondering.
And delusional.
Like, is she unhappy now? Like,
She seems bitter.
She always
were-
looks miserable.
They were so great when they first got together. Like, so great. And I'm wondering, yeah, is she unhappy? And that's why she's so miserable of a character this season. That's my 2 cents. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Another miserable couple. Just kidding. Just
Yeah,
kidding. The only happy couple we have to report, Katie and Tom, who are finally engaged. They were talking about the fight that they were in on the engagement photo day, and that Katie like ripped him a new one through texting and whatever. I just thought it was so funny because Andy was reading her texts. I guess they showed I know Tom had mentioned them during the show, so maybe Andy was just like repeating what Tom had read out loud on the show. They were so good. They were so mean.
I love that Tom doesn't care. Tom's like, oh, she can say whatever she wants. I love Tom's attitude in life. I think
Yeah.
it's just so
But I'm
fabulous
like,
and fun.
We need a guy like that like, well, I mean, it's not saying it's right of her to talk to him like that, but he's just like, yeah, it's when she's mad. Like, what? No guy's ever gonna really accept that. That's crazy.
I kind of accept that though. Like I don't. Like that's why the problems I've had with the show is I don't care about drama. So if someone's like, oh, they're talking about you behind your back, couldn't care less. Like I don't care. Like I just,
That's
just
really
could not care
good.
less. It's just funny. I'm just at the point. I'm like, yeah, so what? So what?
That's how you have to be.
Yeah, so I kind of get him. I'm similar like that. Like, you know, nothing really bothers me, but when it does, fucking, I'll come on down on you like a ton of bricks.
Oh,
but
God.
like when for the most part, like I couldn't care less.
Oh my God. Lisa actually got a real kick out of seeing those 3 guys pretend to be jerking off over her nude photo, like, of course she would get a kick out of that.
I mean, it makes her feel good that like these young guys,
I know,
that are on her reality show are like into her naked.
Because she's just so fucking into herself.
Like, come on.
So everyone knows her on her laptop. It's even on the Beverly Hills show. Her laptop has got a photo of her in a very sexual position. Just of her. Her house is full of selfies and photos just of her posing seductively. She thinks she's the
so
fucking.
weird.
She thinks she's the fucking tits. She thinks she's the best. She's egotistical. She loves when she gets attention and when people say she's beautiful. So she loves the fact that young guys in their 20s and early 30s think that she's bangable and want to fuck her. Feeds her soul because she's that type of woman.
Can you imagine though on your computer, like opening it for the day, and it's like you, Dan, like on a couch, or like Megan? Can you imagine? Because I see people actually like, I'll look over and they're like, even no, not really my friends, but just like random people that like I'll meet, and they're like, oh, like showing me something on their phone, and they are their own background. Like,
I find that super creepy.
like think about like, you know, like Facebook, your profile picture, like I've seen that before, and it's like them, and I'm like, is that just me or is that really weird?
Weird, self-obsessed.
Like, it's weird. I don't want to look at myself all the time. That's so weird.
I mean, maybe for a day or two if you got a hot new headshot, but
I still wouldn't. That's weird.
My friend had a boyfriend who was a model, and she didn't want us to know, but he used to change. It used to be photos of him all the time as his screensaver, and he'd change it every few days with shirtless modeling pics of him.
oh my.
For her, for himself.
No, for himself, of him.
Oh,
Jesus.
this town.
That is who I
Yes.
don't want to date.
Anyway, back to the show.
Back to the show. Katie and Stasser kind of relive their reuniting moment in Palm Springs. Katie said, which I liked hearing what Katie was thinking, because it was a lot about Stassi's point of view, I felt like, when we saw it on the show. Katie wanted to talk to Stassi. It was more out of curiosity. It wasn't like, I want to open up the door and be friends again. She was like, it was more like curiosity, like, why did she even originally cut me off? Because I didn't believe her original answer from last season. I just loved reliving Stassi being like pathetically crying and being like, I'm sorry. Like, it's so good to see Stassi in like that beggar position. I love it.
It is, and I love that she did admit, like, that's a hard, because I think she's doing it partly, you know, to be on the show and get press and make money.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing for her to do as this big, mean character, the controlling one, to just, like, you know, literally on her hands and knees, like, take me back.
Yeah,
So-
like, I always say, like, I feel like her and Katie's relationship is like an estranged boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, literally, that's the way they act. Like,
Yeah.
her crying over Katie. Like, it's just a really strange relationship.
I do like that you put it that way. It's like Stassi.
Right?
I love you.
Stassi went about it, you know, she
Strained
wasn't,
boyfriend, girlfriend.
she didn't like call up Katie and be like, can we talk? She went about it in a very backdoor way. Let me get to this person, then let me go to her boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, if you were trying to like see an old boyfriend again or reconnect with a guy, you'd like maybe talk to his friend,
Yup.
feel the friend out. How's he doing? Like, yeah. I like it. I like the analogy.
Oh, I know. That's a moment. That's a moment. That's a tweet. That's a tweet.
That's a tweet.
Beautiful.
Andy calling out Kristen for sleeping with James was my favorite.
No,
My
it's very
favorite.
nice,
I think
yeah.
Kristen, it happened so late in the season, and Kristen was hoping it'd be like swept under the rug. Like, nope, Andy's trotting that golden nugget right back out.
He's like, nope, we're talking about it.
Nope.
I love that.
And he definitely mentioned like while you were with Carter.
Totally. He mentioned
Yeah.
that, and it's funny because she hasn't changed. And I like that Lisa, because she's such a pretentious bitch,
Oh,
that
yeah.
she laughed at this when James, I did find this funny, when I think someone said, oh, did you have sex in the car? He's like, no, she's only got a 1 Series BMW. And you should have seen Lisa. Lisa was like, oh,
No, stop.
only a 1 Series. Oh, they don't fit in there because she can only afford a 1.
Stop.
You should have seen her.
I
She
have
found
to
that
rewind
so
this at
funny.
home.
Watch it.
Damn for the people that can't even afford
She was
that.
like laughing. She's only got a 1.
Fucking James is so annoying with that damn Beamer shit. Like,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one cares, James, that you have a
Yes.
Beamer. It's so annoying. So he was out of control when she's like, no, we had sex in the car. And he's like, no, we definitely had sex outside the car. You had your hands on the hood.
Like, he like went into detailed. Everyone's like, oh my God.
He gutted her and left her for roadkill at that moment. I loved it.
It's kind of just, I mean, if she goes and does it, she's changed, I do believe, but there's once a Kristen, always Kristen.
I love her.
Oh, but I just love that she's such a mess and she's, done all this work, but then she's just like, fuck me, James. Yes.
What?
Like she goes through all this. It's like, all right, it's time. It's time. I gotta let it out.
And then she's like, you're disgusting afterwards. I don't even want you near me. And then she's that pumped, drunk, like, woo! Yeah.
I'm desperate for her boyfriend Carter to be on next season. Like, desperate. We have to see, like, first it was Tom, and it was like this messy 6th year, like, cheating on each other, craziness, and, the resulting, like, fist fights because she cheated with Jax, and then the whole James thing, and that fell apart. Like, I can't wait to see, like, this next guy. Like, I want to know, like, is he solid? Are they good? Is he just another one in the series?
And then he's
of,
banged
like,
Katie as well in the past, so it's just...
It can never be a clean, right? Like
Ancestral. They're all ancestral. That's what I call them, the incest group.
It's so nuts.
Group.
Yeah.
It's so nuts. She's like, oh, I met him on a dating app. Think about how many freaking people live here in Los Angeles.
She's lying.
And she's like, oh, I met him on this dating app, and he's had sex with your friend.
She loves it. She's a. I was gonna say a whore from Kentucky, but she's a whore from wherever she's from. I don't even know.
Oh, Jesus. Somewhere in the Midwest.
Was Brittany was on the reunion the first episode, right?
I think just
Second.
the second episode. Just a
I
second.
was just thinking she wasn't on tonight until
No.
you just said that, and I was like, wait, where was she? I guess she was only on for just that little part that was about her.
Yeah. Well, because she's not a main cast
Yeah.
member. So we move into Jax and James's dealio. So Jax tells James, I love this part, you need to act 30 plus. He's like, all these people here, like, we're all like 30 plus, and, our problem with you is you need to act 30 plus when you're around us. And Andy's like, are you assuming that you act like you're 30 plus? Classic.
Wait, no,
I mean-
like, seriously, like, that's what gets me. Do they really believe that they're mature 30-year-olds? That's what I don't get. Like, is Jax like, I'm 30?
I think Jax really believes that about himself now.
Like...
He's changed. He's with Brittany now.
Oh, yeah.
He's a changed man.
Turned over a new leaf just like Kristen.
Yeah,
I mean,
turn over a new
Jesus.
leaf, buy some new tits, move into an apartment together.
I mean, he served his jail time or whatever, for stealing the sunglasses. He's all grown up now.
Yeah, no more cocaine, no more plastic surgery nose jobs, and snorting too much. He's done.
I mean, he's...
And when did this all happen?
Here's the thing. These people have no perspective. It's like they need to go spend more time around people where they're from who are the same age, who have their shit together.
Like, they only just deal with each other. So they're just living through each other, which is why everyone's a disaster. Like, you're right. Go out and don't hang out with this group.
I just want to put. I'm probably going to get a mean tweet for this, but I don't care. I just want to put Scheana on a poor drip. She just looks like she's starving.
On a what?
On a drip. She needs a drip.
Like a vitamin drip.
Yeah, she looks so much better. I remember meeting her actually when season 1 happened at Villa Blanca, and she was so. She had a beautiful energy about it when I first met her. She really did have almost like a light about it. She was glowing. And it wasn't just on the outside she looked better, but it was on the inside. She had there was an innocence about it.
Yeah,
there was a happiness when I first met her. It was season 1 because she just had resolved all the things with Brandi, and I saw her I haven't spoken to her ever since that, but she just looks miserable and she doesn't look good. She looks very unhealthy.
She's really, really skinny. I think...
And I don't want to, obviously everyone's like, body shaming, you body shame the skinny people, you body shame the fat people, but I'm saying she looks unwell and she doesn't look happy because we're not going to go skinny shaming because I'm as skinny as they bloody get. I'm even classified as underweight, so I'm not skinny shaming. I'm just saying she doesn't look well and she appears sick and unhappy.
Yeah, I don't think that you're shaming at
and
all.
And even if I fucking am, couldn't care less.
Because I agree with you. We're not sitting here like we're so amazing and look awesome and she looks like shit. Like, no, not at all. It's just
she's so pretty,
I genuinely feel like bad. Like, it's like she looks so skinny and it's just
unhappy.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens to you is like, when you met her, she probably was, I'm on a reality show, like in her head, like she loved it, and then as time goes on, like you say, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna let this get to me, and a lot of the time it gets to people.
Yeah,
I
think what she went through with Shay this year was so heavy, and
Yeah.
it's not over, and she's not over it, and it's gonna like always be there.
And maybe that's why she was a bit of a bitch as well this season, because she was going through something else. Because honestly, when I first met her, she had a light about her. She had a very big, a beautiful energy about her. You know, obviously, don't think that as much anymore. But I think maybe it's still there. Maybe it's still there. But she's just there's something there's been a shift in her, and maybe it's because of Shay, and maybe that's why she's been acting the way she is. But she seems to have lost the light a little bit.
Aw, well, get better, Scheana.
Yes.
Then James, my favorite part of the reunion. James had a bit of a Dan episode where he starts calling everyone. He's like, "You're an asshole, 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 asshole."
With the
loved
accent,
it.
the entire time he was going, asshole, asshole. I looked at Dan and I was like, trash, 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 trash.
Trash. Well, the only assholes I think if I was going to do, I'm going to like, James, you're an asshole. Jax, you're an asshole. And the rest.
Trash. And the rest?
Just trash. But we love trash. That's why we watch the show. But I really think the biggest
Love it.
asshole is probably James, to be honest, and Jax. The JJ.
James was just acting so immature. Like, I'm not saying the cast is mature. Just like you said, the whole like, oh, we're 30-something-year-olds. Like, they do not act 30-something, but like James is just acting literally like he was like 12.
Yeah.
Like, you're an ass. Like,
Well,
it was just ridiculous.
No wonder they all hate him and treat him like garbage while they're filming, because he's a little shit. Like, he gets a pretty great edit. Like, for the way he acted at the reunion, if that's the way he acts in real life, like, he got a pretty good edit on the show. He still was a twerp, but didn't come across as poorly as he did on the reunion, on the show. Ugh, he just needs to get it together. Did you see Lisa screaming like, "James, stop it! James, stop it!"
You just did such a good accent.
She was literally trying to. She's his manager, so she needs him to like not be an idiot. And
Well, that's not
he
happening.
is. I can't with him with the cell phone and Andy being like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
And then he's like, we need to talk about my album.
What a douche! Whips out his phone.
And they did it like, he did it kind of like, yeah, you're going to talk about the album, hoping nobody would hear it. And then maybe Andrew would be like, nah, dude. But
And
he's
then
like,
he
no,
goes-
are you kidding? It turned into this whole thing.
I mean, Andy was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Giving like the "I will kill you" eyes, and he was like, "Maybe you should just ask me about it." Catch a hint there, bud. Are you like, were you born yesterday? I can't with
What
James.
a joke is that album. And he's like, I want to play Coachella.
I want to play Coachella and do big things in my life, mate.
It made him look worse by saying, Jax, you're jealous. Why? Because I'm doing big things and blah, blah, blah. Like, when you have to sit there, that's like one of us sitting up here and being like, well, you know, so-and-so's jealous because, like, I'm going to be the next Britney Spears. Like, it's it's just like, come on. Like, you're making it look...
And DJing at Pump, by the way, there's no dance floor. He's shoved in a corner and he's background music.
Exactly.
He's pushing. He's not DJing. He doesn't do anything. He's literally He's literally in a corner in Pump. You barely even see him.
Yeah.
There's no dance floor. It's all people eating dinner.
Yeah. No,
That's his
it's
DJ
awkward.
career. It's just embarrassing.
I wonder if he gets paid a good amount. I was thinking of that because I was at Pump one day. He wasn't DJing, but there was a DJ there, and I'm like,
Oh. You had to replace him because he's suspended. Huh.
Yes.
We do move on to talking about Stassi and Jax and their conversation they have in the final episode at STIR, which they've finally seen each other after I don't remember how long. I freaking got teary-eyed watching
Same,
it.
yeah.
I loved it. And Stassi's take on it was so weird because so much time had passed and we're different people now. But I really liked when Jax kind of like turned it around on her then and was like, yeah, well, I don't know. He just wasn't very nice to her. It was weird.
It was kind of nice. It was actually one of my favourite scenes of the episode. I thought, it's like, do you know what? I mean, there was a little bit of a Jax being weird, but it was kind of like, I love a good reminiscing, and they're just like, God, we're both fucked up. But look, you know, things aren't that bad. We're still here. We're still together. Isn't that kind of nice that after everything that's gone on, look, we're still kind of sitting here and we kind of laugh about it. I thought that was a really nice moment.
Yeah. You know what would have been so insane is if they did a side-by-side with the season finale where the fist fight went on because Jax had screwed Kristen. That would have been so great. Oh my God.
who was it? Wait, the fist fight again. That was
Tom Sandoval punched Jax.
Yes.
Because Kristen slept with Jax. And then Stassi ended up.
Yes.
Stassi also backhanded Kristen.
Wait, I forgot about that.
Oh my God, it was so great.
And I just think next season, by the way, this is a prediction for next season. I reckon Kristen's going to be messy Kristen again. We're going to see more of her being just completely fucking off the rails.
I love it. All right. There's really not much left to talk about except for that, like, Lisa was like, I hope Tom asks Ariana to marry
All that fake shit that she's just pretending to be Mother Hen.
Mother hen.
Oh, I hope, darling. Oh, fuck
Here's
off.
what I think. I don't think Tom and Ariana will last forever. No, because I think she's anti-marriage and he feels like he does want to marry her. And I feel like also right now she's not that happy.
No,
she's stuck in this whole group thing because of Tom being on the show, and he's still like ride or die friends with all these people.
Yeah.
With 90% of them.
She'd be happy to never see them again.
Right. She'd be happy to never see any of them ever again. Even Scheana.
Yeah.
They like basically had a breakup, so.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Well, that's everything that happened on the show. I feel like we're still like, meh.
Overall season. What do you guys think about the? Oh, we already did this, but
Yes,
like
we did.
good
C+.
or bad? But like, what is that?
Good.
I'm at a meh.
I mean, I'm not in a devastated place, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It was a solid season, a solid seed,
Yeah.
but I think, I'm excited for more to come, but I wasn't blown away. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
the whole, like, with the Jax and the Kristen. We've seen much more, but that's like an A+. So it was just, a medium season, but some amazing moments, some not so amazing moments, but overall a good season, a solid season.
What do you guys think about James and Lala? Do you think they're gonna be in next season?
I don't know. I think Andy wants to kill James, so he will be lucky if he gets re-signed to this show.
We'll have to see.
I mean,
I think he'll be a more minor character. I think he will be shoved off in the corner, a very minor character.
Adds ratings, and that's like what they want.
It's true. He's not afraid to look like an idiot and stir it up.
But what do you guys out there think? Do you think that James and Lala are going to be in next season? Let us know, because we all feel a little,
Let us know.
little different.
Tweet us.
Tweet us.
Tweet us,
Real.
YouTube us, if that makes any sense.
Thank you so much for a great season, guys. I've had so much fun. Give me a hug. It's been the best. We love Pump Rules. We love it.
I'm like real, like I'm gonna miss you guys. You know
I'm
what I
gonna miss
mean?
you
Like,
as well.
I'm not the cast. I'm just like, oh my god,
I know,
it's the same bullshit over and over again.
Nap from that.
Need a bit of a cat nap from that.
I had such a good season. This is my first after show here ever on AfterBuzz TV, so it's like it's kind of bittersweet for me. You know what I mean? It's like my first show that's ending, and God.
Oh, you're gonna cry.
No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Well, as we're signing off, why don't you tell the fans where other after shows they can find you, or where, social media as well.
Yeah, so you guys can find me obviously on the Instagram at Dan Babic, and then on the tweet at Dan Babic with an underscore. And you can see me on the Project Runway after show. I may potentially have a hosting gig overseas, which I can't talk about too much now, but I think I might have a bit of a break from AfterBuzz for a couple of months because I've got some exciting stuff overseas, and I'll be coming back in a good 3 months. So stay tuned for that. Look over my social media to see what it is.
Yeah, follow him on social media so that you can stay up to date with him.
Boom, boom, boom.
And you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna 3. Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine. I'm putting up a new video. I put up new videos every day for different makeup looks and stuff. And I also do the Cocktails with Chloe after show here on AfterBuzz TV at Wednesdays at 9 p.m. And also check out my Instagram because I do a lot of giveaways. So if you guys like free makeup stuff, then find me on Instagram.
Yay! And if you guys love Vanderpump Rules, you are sure to love Southern Charm, which just premiered tonight, season 3, for its first episode back on Bravo. I got to interview 2 of the cast members last week for a spotlight on here at AfterBuzz. It was Cameron Eubanks and Shep Rose, and it was so fun, and they're both so good looking, and it was fabulous. It's kind of like Vanderpump Rules, only in the South, and they have a lot of money, and it's really good. So you guys can check that out on AfterBuzz TV's YouTube channel or on iTunes as well. And you guys can also find me on Total Divas After Show, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show, and Real Housewives of New York After Show. And I feel like I'm forgetting one, but that's all right. I love you all. You guys can find me at Megan Stecher on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. That's all, you guys, for this season 4 of the Vanderpump Rules After Show here on AfterBuzz TV.
Thank you guys so much for all your support and love.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.